Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to the Daily Mail, Manchester United are weighing up a move for Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes once Jadon Sancho's transfer to Manchester United is completed. Man United have engaged talks with Camavinga's agents and are concretely interested. PSG, Real Madrid and Arsenal are also interested in Camavinga. Rennes are prepared to cash in on Camavinga rather than risk losing him on a free. His current contract at Rennes expires next year. He's valued at around £47 million. He's only at the age of 18. He's made around 82 appearances for Rennes, been in their senior squad since 2018. He made his debut for Rennes at the age of 16. Been at Rennes for like 8 years because he's been with them since 2013. So yeah, there's a good chance, he'll be our second signing in this summer transfer window. Now, I want to give you some news on Raphael Varane from Real Madrid. So, Raphael Varane wants £400,000 a week. Man United are unwilling to meet Raphael Varane's £400,000 a week wage demands. So, Varane's wage demands are the stumbling block. Florentino Perez, who's the Real Madrid president, he gave us an update on Raphael Varane. He says Real Madrid have not received any official bids for Varane. He recently said Man United are progressing with the Raphael Varane deal. And Raphael Varane wants to make a move to Manchester United because he can leave Real Madrid. Real Madrid believe that Varane has agreed terms with Man United. We've held talks with Raphael Varane's agents. Not so long ago, we had a £50 million bid rejected for Varane because Real Madrid were demanding £80 million. But it said not so long ago that Raphael Varane could be sold for just £40 million, which is a bargain. Varane rejected a 2-year contract extension with Real Madrid. He's refused a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano did mention this not so long ago. Varane's current contract with Real Madrid expires next year. Now, obviously went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. Rafael Varane has been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years now. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid, so he's got a very good pedigree as a player. Real Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. And if he came to the Premier League, he would exceed expectations. Now, Manchester United are expected to complete the signing of Jadon Sancho this week. We're getting Jadon Sancho for around £77 million. I think we're paying £73 million up front and there's £4 million in add-ons. Sancho has told his England teammates he's joining Manchester United. Not so long ago, it says Jadon Sancho's medical was delayed. He says it's likely Sancho will undergo his medical with Man United after England's involvement at Euro 2020. Fabrizio Romano did recently say that Jadon Sancho's transfer to Man United is almost complete, and The Athletic said that Man United are nearing an agreement with Borussia Dortmund for Sancho. But yeah, we have agreed the personal terms with Sancho, the agent fees have been agreed, and a 5-year contract worth around £350,000 a week has been agreed. Not so long ago, Borussia Dortmund told us to pay a take-it-or-leave-it asking price of £77 million plus add-ons. Borussia Dortmund have made it clear that they want Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they begin their pre-season tour on the 23rd of July. But yeah, the Jadon Sancho transfer saga is coming to an end at last. Because it has been a long-running transfer saga, because we've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so. There's always been something in Sancho to Man United because it's been stemming from reliable journalists. You know, Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too was Christian Falk from Bild. Last summer, Sancho to Man United was extremely close. You know, the reason we didn't get him last summer is because we was reluctant to meet Borussia Dortmund's 108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. So yeah, last summer Dortmund's valuation was the stumbling block. Dortmund set a deadline last year, don't forget. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But yeah, Sancho will be a great signing for Manchester United. He'll fit in our team perfectly. You know, he'll assure us goals. He's good at creating chances. He's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. And he's got a very, very good friendship with Marcus Rashford, because Sancho and Rashford do touch base with each other a lot. So they are the reasons. I think there's going to be a problem with Mason Greenwood though when Sancho comes in, because Mason Greenwood plays on the right a lot and Sancho's predominantly a right winger. Sancho endured 4 years with Borussia Dortmund, scored like 50 goals in 137 appearances. Under contract with them till 2023. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City back in 2017. The reason he left Manchester City is because he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. I think Solskjaer made it clear that he wants 4 more signings when Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is official. There has obviously been rumours of Cristiano Ronaldo returning to Manchester United. Now, it said yesterday that we've made our final decision on a transfer for Cristiano Ronaldo. It says that Ronaldo is unlikely to return to Manchester United. I'd love Ronaldo to come back to Man United. I think a lot of United fans would take him back despite him being the age of 36. Because Ronaldo is regarded as one of the best players in the world. Now, it said the other week, these reports were stemming from Italy, that Man United offered Cristiano Ronaldo a 2-year contract worth £17 million a year, which equates to around £330,000 a week. And obviously there was rumours of a Paul Pogba and Cristiano Ronaldo swap deal. And obviously, you know, the news on Pau Torres from Villarreal. But yeah, I'm expecting Solskjaer to get the players he wants to recommend in this summer transfer window. Because obviously the board did say, didn't they, that they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings and a new 3-year contract. Joe Glazer obviously promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June, which was obviously earlier on this month. It was his first attendance in 15-16 years. Obviously, a lot of United fans have protested against the Glazers. Obviously, there was a lot of United fans protesting against the Glazers towards the end of last season at Old Trafford. The Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a very long time now. I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. You know, the Glazers have been at Man United for like 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. Obviously, towards the end of last season, the Glazers apologised, obviously, for planning to scrap the Champions League for the European Super League. And he says the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. Not so long ago, we got our financial results. Our debt increased to around 443.5 million. Our debt continues to rise. That is a concern. Just before the summer transfer window opened, it said Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. Solskjaer's already decided on his transfer targets, and he's named 4 positions where he wants us to strengthen up, but it recently said that Solskjaer's been told there's no funds available for a centre defensive midfielder. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. We are going to offload players in this summer transfer window, so reflecting on that, our transfer budget will increase. Now, the players I think should go. I think we need to offload Anthony Martial. We need to offload Donny van der Beek as well. It recently said that Martial and Donny van der Beek are at risk of leaving Man United this summer. I think we also need to offload Juan Mata. We also need to offload Matic. We also need to offload Phil Jones. We need to offload Tuanzebe. I think Tuanzebe is going anyway. I think we need to loan Brandon Williams out to gain him more experience and to get a lot more opportunities, because Brandon Williams is our third choice left back. I think we need to get rid of Delors permanently. We need to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. Delors out on loan with AC Milan at the moment, and Andres Pereira's out on loan with Lazio. Lingard, we need to get rid of him permanently, but recently Lingard demanded regular game time, and not so long ago he told Solskjaer in a meeting that he wants to stay at Man United. I think we need to offload Telles, because Telles has hardly played. I think we need to offload De Gea as well, but I don't think we're going to now, because, De Gea is determined to win his place back, and he's not sulked since losing his spot to Dean Henderson. And not so long ago, De Gea said he's convinced he'll stay and be Solskjaer's number one next season, but Solskjaer's actually chosen Dean Henderson to be our number one goalkeeper for next season, which is the right decision. Daniel James, he's another player we could possibly offload in this summer transfer window. There is good players at Manchester United, and these players that have really, really improved. Dean Henderson, he's a very, very good goalkeeper. Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. His distribution was good. He made good saves, kept a lot of clean sheets, and made some good aerial claims. I think he had a couple of bad games all last season, Dean Henderson. He weren't so good in the 3-1 win against Burnley. Looked shaky off his line. And he wasn't good in the 4-2 defeat to Liverpool towards the end of last season, because Dean Henderson made some errors in that game. But I think he's got a long-term future at Man United. Before the start of last season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with the club. So reflecting on that, he committed his future to Man United. He's got that experience behind him, Henderson, because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield, and he's also had other loan spells before. Luke Shaw, he's really, really improved. Luke Shaw was our best player last season. In a lot of his games, he showed very good attacking intent. His crossing was good. He got into very good positions, created good chances for his teammates, provided width, and defensively was superb. But towards the end of last season, Luke Shaw looked off the pace for like 3 games in a row. He was the best left back in the league last season by far. Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. He's been with us now for like 7 years, and Shaw still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Telles last year. Alex Telles, I don't really have much of a perception on him because he's hardly played, but in some of the games he was involved in last season, I thought he was quite good. But when we got Telles last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately, but obviously didn't happen. Got Telles in a deal worth 15.4 million from Porto. Harry Maguire, I think he's a decent centre half. He's had good games at Man United. He's also had bad games as well. I thought Harry Maguire played well in the Derby defeat last season. Obviously scored in the 2-1 defeat to Sheffield United. I think he scored like 3 or 4 goals now for us. Maguire was obviously a big miss towards the end of last season because he had that ligament damage in his ankle. He sustained the ankle injury in our 3-1 win against Villa towards the end of last season. But we overpaid for Harry Maguire. We got him in a deal worth £80 million from Leicester. So he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club. I think Eric Bailly, he's a very, very good centre-half, but my element of concern about Eric Bailly is too injury-prone, so in that aspect he's a liability. Towards the end of last season, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. Eric Bailly's been with us now for like 5 years, is it? Got him for £30 million from Villarreal back in 2016. And Wan-Bissaka, I think he's improved. He's still got to show more though in the attacking third of the pitch, but there was some games last season where he did get forward well and he got in some good positions and he put good crosses into the box. Defensively, and Wan-Bissaka's always been superb. Bissaka is one of the best right-backs we've had since Gary Neville. Bissaka's endured 2 full seasons at Man United, got him in a deal worth £50 million from Palace in the summer of 2019. Scott McTominay, he's a decent player as well. He needs more time. McTominay's been at the club for a long time. Anyway, just after the first lockdown last year, he signed a 5-year contract with Man United. So reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. McTominay is not yet on that level where we want him to be at. Can he emulate that level? McTominay's best game by far last season was the 6-2 win against Leeds because McTominay scored twice in that game and he made the difference. Paul Pogba, he's also really, really improved. We've been getting the best out of him in recent months. Paul Pogba does bring creativity to the team. In quite a few games last season, we played Pogba in an advanced role. He's much better in an advanced role, though, than a deeper role, in my opinion. I hope Paul Pogba stays for next season. And I think, Pogba would be happy to stay as long as we match his ambitions. He said not so long ago that he has more freedom with France than at Man United. Now, Sky Sports News said that Man United are in ongoing talks with Paul Pogba's representatives over a new contract. He said last week, was it, that Man United want to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth £104 million. Pogba's current contract expires next year. We fear losing Pogba on a 3 transfer fee that he's running down his contract to leave on a 3. Not so long ago, Pogba insisted that he wasn't in contract negotiations with Man United. And he said he doesn't want to extend his contract. But all he said is hopeful that he will stay and sign a new contract. He said if we had to sell Pogba in this summer transfer window, we want around £72 million. Pogba's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined and is our most expensive sign at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. He's had a long running transfer saga though. He's been linked with Real Madrid. Obviously been linked with a return to Juventus. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined us. Being linked with PSG, Mino Raiola's held talks with PSG's president. And PSG stepped up their interest. They want to partner Pogba with Wijnaldum in their midfield. Kim Pembe says any club would welcome Pogba to PSG. Sorry, it says anyone would welcome Pogba to PSG. He's been linked to Barcelona before and Inter Milan. Bruno Fernandes, obviously he's very, very good as well. He's made a difference in this team. Bruno Fernandes is one of the best signs we've made since Ferguson, and Bruno Fernandes is our best player. Fernandes has been at Man United now for a good 17, 18 months, is it? In most of his games at Man United, he's been very, very consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace because we've overplayed him. Fernandes won Player of the Year not so long ago, and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Fernandes' current contract expires in 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. We got Fernandes in a deal worth just over 67 million from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Predominantly plays as a number 10. Mason Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019. He's, been a United player since the age of 7. So he's been at the club for a while. And last season, Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. He deserved a new contract, reflecting on his good performances. But Greenwood did go a long period without scoring. Sometimes we play him on the right, sometimes we play him up top. Edison Cavani, he's made a fantastic impact since he's come in, and I'm very delighted that Cavani's staying for next season because Romano said towards the end of last season that Cavani agreed a 1-year contract with Man United. And Marcus Rashford, he's good when he wants to be. There's still aspects of his game that I've got to improve. Rashford's endured his bad periods. I thought he was out of form towards the end of last season. We need to keep Marcus Rashford out on that left-hand side because that's where he's mostly effective. I'm not keen on him on the right, and he ain't that good up top, but he has produced some good performances when he's played centrally. Rashford's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. And Amad Diallo Traore, he looks a very, very good asset for the first team squad. Scored for us last season. So there you go. And next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season will be Solskjaer's 3rd full season at Man United. I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to win a trophy to remain Man United manager. Because Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago now, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. But you know what? I'm expecting Solskjaer to be sacked at some point next season because I've already said he isn't a long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. But I am Ole in at the moment. I think there is United fans that are Ole in, but there's also United fans that have been demanding Ole out, especially with that loss against Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. But Ole is our best manager since Ferguson. He has been in charge of Man United now for like 30 months, which is over 2 years. And reflecting how long Ole's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he has learnt quite a bit on the job. My 2 biggest concerns about Ole is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, and his decision making is a concern because in a lot of the games he's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. Ole has just under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. We appointed Ollie in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We gave him the job permanently back in March 2019, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. But the reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked by now. But you know what? Like I said to you before, there's things I've got to credit Solskjaer for. And you know what? I think he's done a good job. I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You've got to turn around and say he's done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.